Hey, welcome everyone. Just a quick announcement. Take 30 seconds to show you some really exciting news about Bitcoin and also the Person Algo optimizer, how it's catching some trades and what you can do to learn more about this. First, take a second to read this risk disclosure statement. And as we move forward, I appreciate that. All right, big news today on Bitcoin, like just an incredible upside swing. And most people aren't familiar how to trade Bitcoin, but we've been alerting the general public and our community traders that you can trade the Bitcoin. It's a over-the-counter ETF, but it's a decent product. It's building traction, and as you can see, the system and the Person's Algo optimizer has been catching some pretty nice trades along the way here. Currently long. And again, it's not long a heavy amount of positions. You can see different stagnating sizes, 13, 15, 14, 25 over here. Why do those sizes vary? Real simple. They vary because of the format on the position calculation. I have a position calculation method that says if the risk is small, increase lot size per my equity of use. Bitcoin, as you can see, the strategy price went long at 920. We're trading at 1260. So yeah, greater size, the better bang for your buck. But a nice little move in Bitcoin. Also looking at the behemoth of retail stocks, which is Amazon, of course. And this is a system that we have given out for the Person Algo optimizer clients to follow suit with. It's pretty crazy as it's been long, trailed the stop, got long again, so it's doing quite well. In fact, if you look at how this thing has worked, it actually went long on an intraday basis ahead of earnings, got out the next day on the open, and then an hour later, because the criteria was met, took the long and exited. So it's done quite well. This is the equity curve, and it's done just fine for this year. That may be an understatement. Let's take a look. The equity curve here, understatement. It's a little jagged because it goes straight up, pulls back, straight up, pulls back, and this is that earnings, and then this is currently where we're at based on year to date on Amazon. So this year, lots of trades, and it's just done incredible job with the picking up our signals based on the risk and reward objectives. All right, let's move on and then take a look at what a lot of people have really come to love and learn about the Person's Algo optimizer was this product using my indicators and the system on the VXX, the Volatility Index. Now, this thing went short last week before the holidays, and it just covered. So it's done pretty well. The equity curve on this since inception, and this is the equity curve since the beginning of January of 2010. So 2010, this thing is, I mean, if anyone's looking for an equity curve on a system, that's about as smooth as silk as you want to get. Performance summary is just off the charts. Sharp ratio just under 50. Slightly under 3,000% rate of return on this. It's just a fantastic model using this product on this particular market at this time. So what we really want to focus in on right now is the fact that, which is intriguing, is that it did cover a short position. And this particular week, gang, we have Janet Yellen speaking, the tax bill on the Senate up for vote or at least debate. Then if that's not enough, we have foreign unemployment reports coming out, and then our unemployment job report comes out next Friday due to it was delayed by the holiday. And then finally, let's take one look at another market metrics that I think you're going to find a little bit curious as I do. All right, this is the S&P 500, a weekly chart, and this is, as you can see, 2017. There's our starting point, 2017, and this is what the market's done all year. It's given us sideways sell signal, and then it went down a little bit. Up, we gave a sell signal for a couple weeks, and then it went up. But throughout all that time, there's three things we want to focus on this chart. The price with the PPS buy and sell signals. All right, so the sell signals worked, and market went down, but buy signals did better. It's a bullish market environment. Next is the commitment of traders report data. And I want you to follow the green line, which is the small speculator. The small speculator was long the market up until right here, and that was in December of right after the election. They made a little bit of money and they said, hey, I'm getting out. Funny thing is they were short the market ahead of the election and got squeezed just a tad. Now, they have been, as a group, I'm not saying that they're all wrong, but as a group, they have been on the short side of the market the entire rally, the entire length of time, the rate of change, the ROC, and the pace of change, the amount of time it took for the market to go up. They've been short, except for they just recently, as you can see, are now net long as a group. Finally decide to get long after this huge upside move. And this is a volume indicator, which is starting to show a divergence pattern, something that we need to really focus in on. So whether or not the high is here is one thing, but do we get aggressively long the market? Two things we want to see. I showed you that the VIX just was short and covered it short. So now it's vulnerable for volatility to spike. If volatility spikes, it's generally a sign that we might get a small correction in the market. Why would we get a correction in the market? If one of these hedge funds in bright blue decides to take a profit, and if the small speculator, which we'll find out if they added to their longs and they're getting longer at the highs, it's vulnerable for a correction to the downside. We've got to be on guard for that. So the Person's Algo optimizer will more than likely catch some of those trades. And as you and I know, this market has been all about algo trades as fast and rapid as things happen. Man, it is just a quick game. And so that's why this algo optimizer has been increasingly popular, and more people are enjoying it because it puts together everything that I have been teaching and writing about for decades, all in one easy package. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick presentation. It's interesting to note what to follow, especially in the form of the VIX, as well as what's happening here with Amazon, Bitcoin, the volatility. It's just very exciting. And last but not least, since OPEC's coming, there's a quick little look-see as to what's going on in crude oil with the system today. We're actually short. As you can see, this only trades a stagnant 2 lots. It is short, went short 2 lots. It covered 1. It is still short the market on a trailing stop feature. Equity performance is doing just fine. Anyway, have a great trading week, and then we'll get you some more information as dynamics in the markets change. Thanks.